I've met brilliant people playing pool.
Right.
I think I've told you about my friend Johnny, who could do complex math in his head.
Yeah.
I mean, not complex, but math in his head. So what you would do, you would one guy would have a calculator, and we would do this at the pool hall, and then we would go 300 divided by 5 minus 4 plus 16 times 2, and he would bang.
Yeah.
He would just rattle it out. We would go, "What the fuck, man?"
Yeah. What the fuck?
And he was homeless.
Did he say how he did the trick?
No, he just knew how to do it.
Holy shit.
He could just count. Dude, he was just insanely smart.
But that implies, like, there was a kid in my neighborhood who could do that. And it was he was annoyed because once you are known as being able to do that, that's all people do. They don't want to talk to you. They just want to get you to solve complex math and then go like, holy fuck. But it makes me think that like they're perceiving reality in a completely different way.
They must be. They must be.
They have to be.
They must be. And this guy, Johnny, he had a lot of mental health problems, like serious mental health problems and drug problems. But he was one of the most brilliant people I've ever met, and socially brilliant. You know, he's a pool hustler.
Yeah.
But he's very socially brilliant. Like, he knew when people were full of shit.
Yeah.
He knew when people's egos were flaring up. He knew, like,
Right.
And he loved comedy. It was like his favorite thing. And so I met him at the pool hall, and I took him to see comedy. And, I took him to one of my shows, and he fucking loved it. He's like, oh, I love when they call people out on their bullshit. Like, it was like, he was like a social scientist.
Yeah.
But also could play all these different musical instruments. Homeless. I met a kid who was 16 years old, and he was a chess wizard who like wanted to hang out with the bad boys. It was really interesting because he was like this super nerd that all of a sudden he was hanging out with these guys who were smoking and gambling, and he was 16 in this like really rough pool hall. And he would sit down with this guy who just got out of jail. And this guy had just got out of jail, and in jail learned how to play chess in his head. So they don't have a board. So because they don't have a board, they have to call out the numbers in their head. So I'm watching this recently released prisoner and a 16-year-old super nerd play chess in their head, and they're calling it out. And I'm sitting there going, like, it's like I'm watching them do magic.
What?
Yeah.
So like C to 4, 7.
Yep. And they're keeping track of the whole table in their head.
They just see it in their head.
And there was no arguments, by the way.
It's just, you hear about, I think we talked about it at the mothership the other night, but you hear about people who perceive numbers as colors or something, or as it's like their brain has made a different connection. Because if you think about what our eyes do with photons, that's insane. That instantaneously it forms time-space around you with like zero effort. Like it's interpreting all this data, color, wavelengths, all that shit. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Grapheme color synthesia. So
I want to show you people playing chess in their head because it's crazy to watch. I want to see it. But what I was saying, there was no arguments. Like they never said, no, I had this, that, there. There was none of that.
Right.
They knew they both knew exactly where everything was. And they were like, check. Check.
They're seeing the table in their head clearly. It's like they're it's going to visual. It's like they're just seeing it, and
they're keeping track of all their pieces and all their opponent's pieces.
Yeah, man. I mean,
that's wild. Watch them do it. It's really interesting to see.
Do you have that?
It's called blindfolded chess.
Okay,
it's a skill apparently. I'm looking at.
It's got to be a skill.
There's videos of people teaching you how to do it.
Oh wow.
But I'm trying to. This is just like people talking about it. I'm just trying to find a game. I guess it's not showing two people though. It's not. It's kind of hard to watch.
Is there one that says how to two people playing blindfolded chess?
I figured something would pop up by playing chess.
Is that it, mate? No.
Yeah,
Freeman chess is head-to-head mental combat.
That's just a different kind of chess.
See, that's what I thought. This. What
is it called again?
This is something else.
What do they call it? Blindfolded chess? Yeah. How about just type in two people playing blindfolded chess? Chess. There it is. Blindfolded chess.
It's just one guy. Here's a guy playing 48 games blindfolded.
Jesus Christ.
Wow.
What?
While he's riding an exercise bike.
Oh my God, that's so
insane.
All the games start at
the same time.
Oh my God, that is so insane.
What?
Is there a video?
80% win rate.
There's-
80. Can you imagine getting beaten that at chess? I feel so bad.
He says he's developed a technique of a memory palace.
Oh my God. That is used by memory competitors, usually to remember things like numbers or the order of playing cards. He said each game is like a room in a palace.
Yeah.
It's all there. He explained to chess.com. I walk into my kitchen to see that stack of bananas. The abstract images are an analog for specific moves, so presumably he now knows a lot of different fruits. Wow.
That is so insane. That memory palace shit is really interesting because you're like you're connecting your memory to
Just
the
go back over
visual.
moves.
Yeah.
So I can go back to the beginning, and you can go through each
I
move.
wonder if that. I mean, this is essentially a short-term memory thing you're relying upon. I wonder if that does anything for your long-term memory too. Like, I wonder if like, 'cause they do say that chess is like one of the very best games for just your cognitive
Makes
function.
sense.
Makes sense. It's
Yeah.
super complex.
Yeah.
I mean, think of it's basically like running with your brain,
Yeah.
right?
Did you ever get into it?
No. I got scared.
It's pretty. I only got into it because I had a cool video game where the chess pieces could fight, and so that made me like get interested in like the most surface level. I mean, I was horrible, but you know the opening moves and how each opening move. There's statistically, I think, the right second move to do against the opening move, and then you all these combos and shit that you have to memorize. It's so. And then you have to think so many moves ahead, so that based on all the possible things they might do.
Yeah.
Producing all these parallel chess timelines, and you're trying to pick the one that's like the one you win in.
Chess falls into that whole golf thing with me. I'm sure I'd love it.
Yes.
But I don't want to do that. I don't have any time for anything new like that. I already have a problem with pool. I fucking want to play it all the time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a lot easier for me to like level up in Diablo 4 than go to the gym.
Right,
Like infinitely easier. And my brain does not produce the same level of pleasure leaving the gym. But what is it, like 30% of that? And I think sometimes if you are particularly weak, you'll just settle for that. You're like, you know what, that's fine. I'll enjoy that. And then it just goes on and on. You know, you need to have undisciplined